the second city in Hollywood, it's After Dark with Julian Clark! Brought to you by Golden Road Brewing. With special guests from AMC's Better Call Saul and FX's Fargo, Julie Ann Emery. Featuring music from the infamous Lorraine and the Mercury 5. I'm Dan Oster, and I am only here because one man 20 years ago saved me from a sinking whaling vessel. That man is Julian Clark!
All right, how we doing tonight? Look at this audience. Look at all these fresh faces. We got a great show. Julie Ann Emery is coming up in a little bit.
Yeah.
Another round of applause to the infamous Maureen and the Mercury 5. Guys, it has been an exciting month here at After Dark. I don't know if anyone heard this, but we're going to jump right into it. With the first story, an Ohio State professor has actually grown a living, pea-sized human brain in a lab. Can you believe that? It immediately became the front runner for the GOP primary. Hey. A young married couple from Mississippi was arrested as they attempted to leave the country to join ISIS under the pretense of honeymooning in Europe. The FBI was tipped off when they learned that a couple from Mississippi had heard of Europe. Netflix, Dan?
I have it.
You have it. Netflix announced they will start giving employees unlimited paternal leave for the first full year after a child's birth or adoption. After the first year, maternity leave will be available for $24.99 a month with an annual subscription. Chinese police are investigating 2 distilleries for adding Viagra to their liquor. Unbelievable. The distilleries say it was an honest attempt to address all possibilities when bar patrons ordered a stiff one. That's all the jokes we wrote.
Very nice. But not the only boner joke.
Yeah. There's a thing called Insta yogis, and it's actually been a really big trend on social media. So we here at After Dark thought we'd bring in one of our own Insta yogis.
I'm sorry, Julian. Insta yogis? What is that? Like a bear that takes pictures?
Oh.
What is that?
Dan, you are still very much a child. No, Insta yogis are inspirational gurus who share their meditative wisdom on social media.
So no bears?
No bears, Dan.
Fine.
We here at After Dark thought we'd get our own Insta yogi, and let's welcome her to the stage.
Pause, breathe, and be. Oh, yeah, the energy. The light and love and light, Julian, love and light. Uttira hasta sanasana. Helps bring your inner yogic wisdom to life. Look straight into the dawn of your inner yogic third eye. And you will see the fire that flames within. The light is magical on the Second City stage tonight. Julian, the light is magical. Plus it's Sunday, which means hashtag Sunday fun day, hashtag yoga every damn day, hashtag yogic wisdom.
I don't think that's how hashtags work.
Yeah.
You don't just say that. Like
Okay.
Our very own Insta yogi, everybody.
I think I did something to my neck. Just, yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
Our very own Insta yogi, everybody.
Great, very nice. Oh, wow. All right. Well, a bit of a random question, Julian.
Sure.
But it's summertime,
It
right?
is.
People are partying, they're barbecuing. Do you ever cook?
I love cooking, Dan. Actually, it's a great segue to our next segment.
I wasn't trying to set anything up.
We here at After Dark thought we would have a little fun with our team.
Why can't you be real with me for like 5 seconds?
Roll it, Graham! Hey guys, I pride myself on being a little bit of a foodie, and I think I make some of the best burgers in the country. That's why I wanted to bring some folks in here and run a blind taste test to see if they could tell the difference between some burgers that I make and some burgers we bought from some highfalutin fancy pants place from across the street. Cause fuck those guys. Let's see what happens. So there are 2 burgers in front of you. One is a Clark burger, my specialty, and the other one is one we got for $15 at Bukkake Burger over at Beverly.
Okay.
I want you to pick whichever one you prefer, okay?
Okay. Burger B is your burger.
You sure you don't want to try it first?
It's really obvious.
It looks like what I'd imagine Mickey Rourke's O-face would be like.
It looks like the Crypt Keeper's ball sack, flattened between 2 buns.
I don't think the Crypt Keeper had a ball sack.
I mean, not anymore.
Did somebody fart?
I don't think so. Why?
Oh. This burger is like the guy at the bar you'd go home with if the only other option was the bass player from Nickelback.
It looks like the cheese was grown onto the burger. Oh, that's not cheese. Jesus!
Oh, it smells like a sumo wrestler's bed after he spent the night with a hooker who has overactive sweat glands.
This is like something a middle school cafeteria would throw away.
And then cancel all sales from the vendor and then report them to the Better Business Bureau.
And then a spunky undercover reporter would find out that they'd been selling rotten squirrel anuses all along.
This burger tastes like how I felt when my grandmother died.
This burger makes me think of Hitler.
This burger makes me think of Hitler.
You know, some people really like my burgers.
But, like, not for eating, right?
I'd rather have a 3-way with my parents than have another bite of this.
You need some... Okay, I get the message. I serve lousy food.
No, actually, this beer's pretty good.
This is good. What is this?
It's Golden Road. Get up off of that brown ale. What do you think?
It almost makes me forget that this is exactly what it would taste like if a cat shit in my mouth.
Fantastic. As you can see, people could clearly tell the difference between my burgers and those gourmet burgers. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time. I'm gonna go have a beer.
Golden Road Brewing, the beer that makes everything better, even Julian's shitty burgers.
Really seamless product placement.
I know, right?
Blink and you miss it. Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
That segment went well. What a surprise.
Well, Julian, I happen to have another surprise for you. You're gonna love our next guest.
Who is it? Vince Neil.
It's not Vince Neil.
The hamburger.
That's next month.
Condoleezza Rice.
That's the month after that.
Damn.
All right, Julian, our next guest. So I met this guy outside. It is your stepdad.
What?
Yep.
Pat, what are you doing on my show?
Well, you wouldn't return any of my phone calls, so I figured this would be the only place I could actually track you down. Luckily, I saw Dan out back vaping, and he invited me right in.
That's great. So you just happen to be in the neighborhood?
No, I was in the neighborhood on business. Suppose you'd like to know what kind.
Nope.
Sure. Well, let's just say in a few days I'm going to be about closing a deal and putting me in a higher tax bracket.
Okay, I guess I'm sort of intrigued. What is it?
Okay, well, before we get into that, you look a little tired. You look like you could use a boost.
I'm wide awake right now. You couldn't be more wrong.
Okay, all right, well, what about below the belt? You know, how are things in downtown Dongtown?
No. Everything's fine in downtown Dongtown.
Okay, just checking, all right. What if I told you I had something that you could drink every single morning that would provide a pick-me-up to get you through the day?
I'd say you have coffee.
Wrong. Wrong.
An energy drink.
Wrong again.
Okay, I'm stumped. What is it?
Okay. It's Volt, my brand new energy drink.
Okay, I just said energy drink.
Okay, look. Volt is packed with a power boost, guaranteed to give guys like us, you know, energy to last all day and all night.
So
if you don't believe me about all night, just ask your mother.
So is that why you came on my show, to peddle your sugary Viagra drink?
No, not at all. We also have a sugar-free version. Look, I'm going to be selling this at the X Games. You're going to want to invest in this before it's too late. It's going to be all over TV.
Okay, I'll make sure to keep an eye out for a snowboarder with a huge erection.
Well, what else is new, right?
Ow! He's on fire!
So what is this? This is your show, huh?
This is it. This is After Dark with Julian Clark.
Ooh, After Dark. So it's on Cinemax? Me and your mother, we actually watched that a lot. We watched a lot of their late night shows. You ever see that movie, Breast in Peace?
Oh. No. We're not on Cinemax. This is actually on the internet.
Oh, okay. Oh, internet. Well, a lot of people have that too. Oh, before I forget, I was going through your old room and cleaning up some things that I was going to give to Goodwill. I wanted to check with you first, though.
Oh my God, that's so nice. Thank you, Pat.
No problem. Is this your thong? Okay, I can't tell if it's yours or your mother's. They all look the same to me. But
no, it's not mine.
Okay, we'll check with Mom on that. All right, what do we have here? I don't even know what this is.
It's a breast pump for a pregnant woman.
Okay, so it's yours.
No, it's not mine.
Okay, all right. One thing here. Okay, what do we have? A mustache trimmer.
I don't have a mustache. I've never had a mustache. You have a mustache. It's yours.
Maybe. We could also check with your mom on that one too.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
So what happened to all my stuff? My high school trophies, my old photos, my valuable baseball cards.
I threw those out.
What?
Hey, didn't your mother tell you there's no room? I got 6 pallets of Volt in there.
Okay, you know what? This has been fun. Talk to you later.
Okay, no, hold on. Julian, hold on. Look, I know you don't think too highly of me, and you think I'm some sort of con artist, but I want you to know I really love your mother a lot, and I take care of her really well. And in fact, tomorrow night I'm taking her out for a nice romantic dinner at a fancy restaurant. And then after that, I arranged a horse-drawn carriage, nice fancy. It's gonna be romantic. They're gonna take me on a ride through Griffith Park.
I think she's gonna like that a lot, Pat.
I just need to borrow $1,000 to do it.
My stepdad, Pat, everyone.
No, it's okay. I can pay you back after the X Games. That's all right.
We gotta go, Matt. All right, come on.
I'm good for the money.
All right. Woo! That's your stepdad, huh?
You gotta let me know next time.
No, he's hilarious. I just thought he,
Dan, it's time to meet our guest.
Oh, great. Excellent.
Yeah, our guest is pretty much on all the best television shows on the air right now. AMC's Better Call Saul, FX's Golden Globe-winning show Fargo, and she recently was on Showtime's hit series Masters of Sex. Now, I believe we have a clip from Better Call Saul. Let's take a look.
You can't hide a big bag of cash forever, and you certainly will never be able to spend any of it. So, for Christ's sakes, take the deal.
If there were any money.
Lady, enough.
If there were any money, there would have to be a full accounting of it. Every penny would have to be present. Every single penny. You understand?
All of it. That includes the 30,000.
Craig, yes, he gets it.
Yeah, he gets it.
We're in this together, Mr. McGill. Come what may.
Ladies and gentlemen, Julie Ann Emery! Hey. Please take a seat, take a seat.
The chair is cushy and comfy.
I know, it's elevated.
I had a little bounce there.
Oh.
It was exciting.
How you doing? How's your night going so far?
Great, I just listened to Kevin Dunn.
I know.
I'm probably not supposed to say that, right?
No, you mean you listened to Kevin Dunn?
Last week when I was here in the audience, I listened to Kevin Dunn,
Yeah,
and I
great
saw
episode.
his son in the audience, a handsome young
that's crazy.
man.
I know.
Yeah.
Julianne, you are on like all the great television shows.
Oh.
How'd you do it?
Luck. You know, I'm not 20. I have spent a long time just putting my head down and doing good work and trying to be a nice person on set. And Eventually it pays off, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like it's tough because, a lot of people move to Los Angeles and they're like, they step foot and they're like, I've made it.
I don't think there's any such thing. I mean, I think you're always sort of looking for your next break. I think everyone is, A-list movie stars are competing for the next big movie, right? So I don't think that quite ever ends, but I did have a really beautiful year and a half where I was just working with brilliant, brilliant people and kind people.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about it. So there's Better Call Saul.
Yes, that's Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould created the show. Bob Odenkirk, who I also worked with on Fargo, just some of the nicest, most decent human beings I think I've ever known. And in our business, temperament gets confused with talent so often, and that's not the case there. They really value talent and nice people.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like so many times people are like, oh, well, everyone's divas. You're constantly dealing with a bunch of egos.
Well, there's always like one diva, and it kind of gives everybody else a bad name. Or sometimes I think there are sets where it just doesn't get encouraged. Like the niceness doesn't get rewarded. It kind of, people get stepped on a little bit. So I think if you can maintain, I don't know, some sort of decency for yourself, it'll help you in life in general, but I just don't want to be nasty.
No, I feel like there's no point in being mean.
Why?
Yeah.
Noah Hawley, also on Fargo, is a really lovely guy and a really decent guy and is brilliantly talented. So I think in life in general, it's like rah-rah the goodness,
And I feel like that bleeds into the project. Like the project itself becomes a better project because everyone's having fun doing it.
Well, it's not just fun, everybody works harder for you. I have never seen crew, cast, right down to the last grip and PA will break their necks for Vince Gilligan.
Wow.
Because he's a truly kind person. He really welcomes everyone, makes everyone feel like part of the family, part of the community, part of the process, and people will just kill themselves for him. They just will work their ass off.
When did that happen?
They're hanging themselves in the camera truck, but Vince said to do it, so no.
So after Better Call Saul, there's FX's Fargo.
Yes.
And what's that like?
It was cold. It was really cold.
Where do you guys film exactly?
Calgary.
Okay.
In the winter. So, in January, we're flying back and forth to Calgary. It's 30 below. We got shut down one day because it was 40 below and it was deemed too cold for people to be outside. Now, I'm from the South. I don't understand being outside past 0. So I was like, what's the difference between 30 and 40? It just feels cold, Like your nose hairs freeze.
Oh, no.
Have you ever had your nose hairs freeze?
I've never, but it's terrifying.
You think you're having a stroke for a minute. You're like,
really?
I don't know what's happening.
It's like when people light their arm hairs on fire. There's that smell, and just like, you're an awful person.
But then, you look at a crew person, and you're like, something's happening in my nose, and they're like, oh, it's your nose hairs freezing.
They know?
I was like, that happens?
They're like, welcome.
Yeah.
You're one of us now.
Yeah, exactly.
So after Fargo, of course, there's Masters of Sex.
Yes, I worked on Masters of Sex with Allison Janney and Tate Donovan. Thank you very much. She rocks, right? She's amazing. Somebody else who is a really great person, entertaining everybody all day, doing the work. Tate Donovan, Beau Bridges, all my scenes were with those 3 people. Adam Arkin directed my big episode. It was, I know, really, I kept kind of pinching myself. And then, like bubble hair and
From the pinching or just, oh, okay, I get it.
Well, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, when you pinch yourself, you get
yourself enough, your hair starts to go, whoa. Yeah.
So you've had the opportunity to work with all these wonderful people.
Yeah.
You have all these credits on your resume. What's next?
There's something in the works I'm not allowed to talk about yet.
Oh,
okay, so I've had that year. So I spent all of last summer, June to October, shooting Better Call Saul, shooting the Breaking Bad spinoff, and I wasn't allowed to tell anybody I was doing it. Literally, I signed 5 non-disclosure agreements. I could tell my husband, and that was it. So after Fargo, my friends would come up to me and be like, oh, Fargo was so great. What are you doing now? And
Did they say that with that face?
With that face.
What are you
and
doing
with that
now?
condescension. And I would be like, oh, I'm working on something really great, but I can't talk about it. And they're like, sure you are.
Oh. Let me meet these people.
I have mean friends, apparently. No, but I think we're in that moment with the internet and everything where you're not allowed to talk about things that often. I know.
No, I understand. Now, Showtime, your series, Masters of Sex.
Yes.
Did that just air?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And I don't.
Did you guys see it?
We did not see it because we do not have cable.
You're a talk show host.
I know.
How do you do that? You interview people.
Well,
How do you do that without cable?
I called Time Warner and I was like, you know, they tried to hook me up with a bundle, and I got stuck with landline. So.
We do have a script, Julian.
What's that, Dan?
We have a Masters of Sex script right here.
How did you get a script? They're like hardcore about script security. I mean,
found it.
Are you sure it's authentic?
Yeah, it
like,
says Showtime right here. See?
Wow.
Okay.
I'm sold.
All right.
Julianne, what do you think? You want to perform some of your scenes for Masters of Sex?
I don't. You know, 2 of my scenes, I was in bed with Allison Janney in little nighties. I don't know
You
if
tell
that's
us
a good
like
idea.
that's going to talk us out of doing it.
All right, sure.
She's
What do you
gonna
got?
do it,
All
you
right.
guys.
There you go. Excellent.
All right. Okay. So, Dan, you got stage directions?
Of course.
Okay. And Julianne, you be you.
Okay.
Audience, are you ready?
Okay.
Dan, take it away.
Okay, Masters of Sex Season 3, Episode 5. We open on Fargo, North Dakota. The landscape is draped in pure white snow.
I don't think this is the right script.
Dr. William Masters approaches Joe.
How you doing, eh? Cold morning, eh?
Okay, so have you guys seen Masters of Sex?
Julianne,
it's
please.
set in St. Louis. It's not.
Stay in the scene. Amateurs.
Okay. Been a cold morning, eh? Shot a moose at sunrise.
No, Julianne, do it like I do it, eh?
With a finger mustache?
Yeah.
Okay. Been a cold morning, eh? Shot a moose at sunrise, though it could have been an elk. Met an Indian who said, oh, and I said, ah, eh?
Dr. William Masters stares off into the distance and then says,
Hometown buffets doing all you can eat shrimp, eh? Wanna come, eh?
You know I love my shrimp. Okay, that's it, guys.
Julianne.
I can't do this.
Julianne!
Julian, this is not Masters of Sex. I mean, this is obviously like a parody of Fargo with the Masters of Sex characters thrown in.
That's ridiculous. Frankly, I'm offended that you would make such an insinuation. Apologize to Dan.
She's right, Julianne.
Dan, you're a son of a bitch. I'm sorry, Julianne.
No, I'm sorry. I wrote this spec script for Fargo, and I thought I could pass it off for Masters of Sex.
Oh, you know, Noah Hawley writes all 10 episodes of Fargo.
Well, what's your point?
What, they don't hire outside writers for that show.
So?
So it's maybe not the best show to do a spec script for.
No clue what you're talking about.
Look. Dan worked hard on the script. Let's at least finish the scene. There's a few more lines.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Dan?
Dr. Masters stares deep into Joe's eyes. Deeper.
What do we do now, Joe?
I guess we. Guys, come on. This.
What do we do now, Joe?
I guess we better call Saul.
Hey! Julian Emery, everyone! Thank you for watching After Dark with Julian Clark. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and join us for our next live show come September 20th. Julian Emery, everyone! Thank you to Second City Hollywood and Golden Road Brewing for After Dark. I'm Julian Clark. Good night! After you, my lady. Fantastic. You guys were great. Thank you.
I thought my bed was much too big, but I was wrong. Like golden locks of just feel